Yes, 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 yes. UNA, yours truly, Diva Laree, representing for UNA University and UNA Republic. Halo, halo. We're in the house today, representing for UNA University, UNA Republic. Halo. Yes, 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 yes. UNA. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 and welcome. I'm yours truly, Diva Laree. With UNA Republic and UNA University, we are representing. I'm trying to make sure I can see my people in YouTube. Hello, my people on TikTok. Hello. All right, we're getting into this thing today. What are we talking about today? What is self mastery? All right, what is self mastery? What does it mean to be a master of self? What does it mean to be a sovereign? We're getting into it today. I'm trying to see if I put any water out here for myself because my throat is dry. Okay, let's get into this thing though. What does it mean to be a master of self, or what does self mastery mean? Before I get into that, y'all know I need to talk to you about the membership package. Okay, so if you're interested in the membership package, make sure you leave a message in the comment or the bio, the inbox for my people in TikTok, my people on YouTube. You can find us at unauniversity.com. unauniversity.com. All right. So if you're wanting to go ahead and get the membership package, you want to have a consultation, leave a message in the inbox. All right. What is the membership package? It comes with your trust documents. Okay. Also comes with the membership badge. Also comes with an allodial ID. This is dealing with your spiritual name. On the back, there's a QR code that's going to enable you to have quick access to your documents that are on record with the county as well as on UNA's public record. All right, so you can always access them quickly, showing your trust. Also, it's going to come with an education on how to use these documents. Anything you've heard about concerning sovereignty, whether it be your birth certificate, your passport, your authentication of your birth certificate, your EIN numbers, this course goes into it. It's an 8-session course, right? And you can take that at your own pace. So it's these documents. Also, we're going to put them on record for you. So 625. 625 is a package. Once you leave a message in the bio, or excuse me, leave a message in the inbox. All right. And you can also find us on unauniversity.com. Also note, we are streaming on YouTube as well at UNA Republic. So my people on YouTube, you can find me on TikTok at UNA Republic. My people on TikTok, you can find me on YouTube at UNA Republic. All right, let's get into this thing. What is self mastery? Now, those of y'all who have gotten our beginner law book, the UNA beginner law book, right, in there is this chart. It's a hierarchy of law chart. Some of you all know this chart is highly powerful in helping you to understand where you stand as a being in this whole game. So let's understand what this hierarchy of law chart is. All right. Now, I know you can't see it. I don't use my tools here because TikTok and YouTube is too much. So that's why you need to come into the class, or we got a membership program as well, that's going to allow you to see some of our sessions with our tools and illustrations and all of that great stuff. But right here is the hierarchy of law chart. At the top, we've got the universal laws. Then we have natural law. I mean, just going through this whole chart alone is a whole class by itself. But quickly, I need us to understand what self mastery is. Then we have laws of maxim. These are God's laws. They're known as God's laws. They come directly from the Bible. All right. Then you have sovereign. All right. What is a sovereign? This is where we start talking about a mastery of self, a master, someone who is a master of self, and exactly what that means. So, a lot of times you've heard the term sovereign citizen be thrown around. And let's quickly understand the etymology of that term and why it is an oxymoron. Here, you just heard me talk about what a sovereign is, someone who has mastery of self. Then you have all the way down here at the bottom of this chart a citizen. This is someone who pledges allegiance to a dead fictitious entity. A citizen does not have rights. A citizen has privileges that are given to it by the dead fictitious corporation that they have pledged to. So a citizen is really a slave. Let's be clear about that. So if you're calling yourself a citizen, you're saying you're under somebody's jurisdiction and authority other than God's. I'm going to say this again. When you're calling yourself a citizen, you're saying you're under somebody else's authority and jurisdiction that is other than God. When you're a sovereign, you're standing you're standing under God. And you have mastered self because you respect these universal laws. So let's go into it. Self mastery. Again, this is when we're talking about sovereigns. And again, a sovereign citizen is an oxymoron. You can't be a God and a master of self and then be down here as a slave that's under the jurisdiction of a dead fictitious entity. You can't be a sovereign citizen. Well, when somebody's calling you a sovereign citizen, let's understand that they're calling you a terrorist, or that's what these people in the system have deemed that term. You need to understand why it's an oxymoron, and let's understand why this term sovereign is highly powerful. When you're talking about a sovereign, you're talking about someone, once again, who's standing under a higher authority. It's more on a spiritual level. And the reason why they want to pair this term with citizen is because what they're trying to do is bastardize this highly powerful term, this highly spiritual term. That's what they tend to do with words. And if you're not knowledgeable about what's going on, you fall into using those terms. And that sovereign citizen is a term, again, that they deemed as terrorists. That's what they used to call you. Now, let me say this, and I said this in our last session. People who are using that term tend to be ignorant. Either they are clueless about law, or they are some kind of plant or troll, or they are someone in the system that's trying to deem you as a terrorist. So this is why you want to be very careful about not allowing someone to place that term on you. Okay, so now let's keep moving because we got to get into this term, what sovereign really means, and what does it mean to be a master of self. So we have this universal law chart, or this, excuse me, hierarchy of law chart for a reason. All right. I spoke about the universal laws and what they are. Universal laws, the main principle of it is whatever energy you put out must come back. Whatever energy you put out must come back. So when I have people who are coming into my university and they're thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be a sovereign and I don't have to deal with nothing. Can't nobody tell me what to do, and I can do whatever I want to do, and I can get away with doing whatever I want. That's not how this game works. Let us be clear. Yeah, you're coming from under man's law, which is down here when we start talking about corporations, dead fictitious entities. Yeah, you're coming off from under man's law, but there's still this higher law up here. It's called universal law. So if you think that you can just come out here and you can steal when you want to and the system can't touch you, or you can speak whatever you want to speak to people and the system can't touch you, let's understand this. There's a universal law up here. And if you're not respecting it, if you're not in harmony with it, then you're gonna get way more drama in your life than what the man can ever bring to you. I'm gonna say this again. If you're not in harmony with these higher laws, you're gonna get way more drama in your life than what man and these dead fictitious corporations could ever bring to you. What is self mastery and why does it show up? What is this whole idea about? Up here, as a sovereign, you have the right to do all kind of things, whatever you can think in your mind to do. However, if you put that energy out, it must come back. So what has happened, I want to make this clear. Everybody's thinking, oh, the system is doing this to us and the system is treating us like this and the system is all backwards. But it only shows up when we don't have self-mastery. What am I talking about? When you are in your mindset and thinking that you can steal, for example, and get away with it because you think nobody saw you. Somebody saw you. Somebody always sees you. And the problem is because we lack self-mastery, we lack the idea and the understanding that there is a universal law, and if we don't respect it, that energy comes back. So we go out, or let me rephrase that. Somebody goes out and they steal something, and they think to themselves, oh, well, didn't nobody see me? Okay, I'm good. I got away with this. And then the next thing you know, somebody comes and steals something from them. Now in their mind, oh, we can't have nothing good. Every somebody steal from us, and that people just steal. People steal from people who steal. I'm gonna say this again. People steal from people who steal. And so when I see somebody who's getting something stolen from them, and I know I'm stepping on some toes, I'm stepping on some toes. But if you really want to understand how this universe works, you're going to listen and make sure you check yourself. Because when you have self mastery, you don't need a government. Why do police show up? Why? Why they got to show up? Because police all the way down here, dead, fictitious corporate entity. That's what they are. Why do they show up? Why do I need to call the police to tell the police, well, somebody broke in my house or somebody did this? Well, because you stole from somebody else. That's when, what does government mean? Let's break this down and hope y'all paying attention because again, I know I'm stepping on toes because everybody want to be a victim. Everybody wants to be a victim. But when we talk about these universal laws up here, one of the principles in these universal laws, there are no victims and nothing is happenstance. What is happenstance? Stuff don't just happen just because. Oh, sometimes people just be. Yeah, because you just be. They just reflecting you. When we're talking about the universal laws, what we have to recognize is when there are energies coming on us, it is only a reflection of who we are. So why does the government show up? The government shows up because people have forgotten self-mastery. What does government mean? Government. Govern means to control. Ment means mind. Government means control of the mind. A government shows up because people forgot how to control themselves. They forgot self mastery. You forgot who you were. You forgot about these laws up here that govern this whole universe. And I don't care how much money you think you got. I don't care how much power you think you got. I don't care about the color of your skin, your sex, your ethnic background, what country you come from. The universal laws govern everything under it. You a bug, you a bird in the sky. It doesn't matter. Everybody comes under these laws. And if you don't have self mastery, then a government is going to show up and start governing your mind for you because you forgot how to do it. I hope we're understanding this. I want to welcome everybody. Learn and grow. Welcome, welcome. Uh, Aldi Global. Welcome, Giovanni. You just freed my Giovanni said, you just freed my mind. All right, Giovanni. Charlie says, because they have interest in your body. Uh, Charlie Sprinkle says, it's in the mind. It is the mind. Thank you, Charlie. Now, Charlie says, everybody's boring with sovereignty. Please help me understand, expound on that so I understand. Kirby, Sophia, Dwayne, Ty, welcome. Phoenix, thank you, Phoenix, welcome. Shannon, V, Jerome, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining. Please, if you all have any questions on anything I'm speaking about, let me know. We have class tonight, by the way. We are in the university going into our second week. Conduct management is what we're dealing with this evening. If you're interested in joining the university, I want you to leave a message in the inbox. You can also go to UNA University if you want to enroll and get a consultation. The consultation for enrollment is free. All right. Now, Charlie says everybody's born free. Yes, to some degree, Charlie. Charlie girl make me go into a really deep subject. But I want to get back on this topic for tonight is what is self-mastery. Before I go into that, let me talk about where Charlie says everybody's born free. All right. I'm going to mention this. I'm going to be brief on it because I still want to stay on my topic about what is self-mastery. Now, y'all got to understand you were born with freedom. All right. However, when your mother signs that birth certificate, there is an entity that is created, a dead fictitious entity over here that is created, that is attached to your vessel with a bond that's known as a birth certificate. So at that point, that birth certificate, that dead fictitious entity, that's a slave, that's a corporate slave. That birth certificate bond marries your vessel to that corporate slave. So in that sense, because you grow up believing you are that dead fictitious entity, y'all grow up here right side by side. You never knowing you the spiritual entity over here, you walking as this dead entity because you don't know. Okay, that's one way there's an enslavement. Another way is you've got to recognize that you are a spiritual entity within this vessel. You are a spiritual entity controlling this avatar, if you will. All right. So, in that sense, you got to understand that this vessel is a prism or prison. It is a prison. It is a form of enslavement just being in this vessel. So why do I say that? Because in this vessel, there's all of these laws that you as the spiritual entity that's inhabiting this vessel have to deal with. And the problem is you haven't been taught all the laws about this vessel. Somebody has made you believe that, oh, you can't grow another arm. You can't grow another heart. Somebody has made you believe that you have to die. Somebody has made you believe that you can't fly. Somebody somewhere has put in this prison that you can't switch up your vessel and gain the ability to fly. Y'all see this, I need to go into this because who is that brought this topic up? Because I'm gonna go into this and I'm gonna get back into my what is self-mastery because I got to get out of here. um we've been told, the humans the most intelligent beings on this planet. Really? Is that really true? The reason why I'm asking is because there are beings that can fly. Humans can't. There are beings that can put their paw or their limb on a surface and change the color of their skin and the texture of their skin to the same color and texture of the surface that they're touching. There are beings that can regrow an arm and a tail. There are beings that can regrow hearts. There are beings that can light up the night sky with their butt. But you mean to tell me as a human, I'm the most intelligent being on the planet? Well, something ain't right. Now, either somebody has lied to me or I have abilities that haven't been told to me. Which one is it? If I'm the most intelligent being on this planet. So I bring that up to say, in a sense, this is a prison because as spiritual entities, we haven't truly learned how to use this vessel, how to make it be more than what it is that we've been told it is. Okay, now I need to get back into self-mastery. Thank you for that comment, whoever put it up. I saw your comments. I'm going to get to them before I get out of here. Self-mastery, getting back into self-mastery. If you have the UNA Beginner Law Book, you'll find this hierarchy of law chart. This chart is very helpful in helping you to understand who you are with respect to this system. As I've already said, when we're talking about the policy enforcers, the police, they're down here. They're dead fictitious entities. When you're talking about corporations, state of whatever, the country of the United States, whatever, they're all down here. When you pledge as a citizen to anything, you're saying you're underneath this dead fictitious entity. A sovereign is up here standing under God and respecting and living in harmony with the universal laws. Now, self-mastery is not about you, I don't have to deal with the system and I can do whatever I want to do and they can't touch me. If you have that attitude, please stay down here as a citizen because you're going to get yourself in a world of trouble up here as a sovereign with that kind of energy. You can steal down here before you get your trust documents that some of y'all want to come to me for. Before you get your trust documents. Down here, as a citizen, you steal something, you might go to jail. As a sovereign, you do that, you might lose your life. This ain't nowhere to be playing out here if you're not in harmony and you don't have integrity and respect. This ain't nowhere to be playing out here. It's not about doing what you feel like you want to do. I've had people come to me with rap sheets so long, it's sticking in these books that I write. Rap sheets so long. And I've had, people say to me, well, my relative is we are over them, over the relative. And, sometimes they have mental conditions and then I'm looking at their rap sheet where they've stolen this and robbed that and, hurt, harm and pillage this. And then they want to be sovereign. And then somebody has to be over them because, they have mental conditions. Once again, mastery of self means mastery of your mind. If you can't get your mind right, you are not sovereign. Let's be clear. You can't tell me that, I got a mental condition, or I have, I don't, sometimes I don't, I don't do right. Well, then you're not to be a sovereign. You can't, if you don't have mastery of your mind, mastery of self, then stay down here as a citizen under the government, which is the control of the mind. It shows up because people don't know how to respect. There's 6 terms that I told you I walk with. All right. Kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, and respect. Kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, respect. Those are people I deal with. And those are the terms that I adopt for me. And those are in harmony with the universal laws. If you don't walk with kindness, compassion, and love, honor, integrity, and respect, please stay down here as a citizen. Please. Because you're going to get yourself in a world of trouble up here as a sovereign. You're not even ready if you don't have control of the mind. Let me answer some questions. Um, the UNA University, thank you for the comment. If you're interested in it, leave a comment, actually leave a message in the inbox, and let's have a consultation with you. You can find the links in the bio as well. Um, Dark Darkwing says you first have to know who you are, and you have to know your status. Thank you for that, Darkwing. So definitely, as a sovereign, you must know who you are as a spiritual entity first. And then this is when you can start learning how to walk in harmony with the universal laws. When we're talking about status, however, status deals down here with this dead fictitious corporation. So when I first, when I was getting into dealing with the sovereignty and status and all of that, I kept hearing these people, and I'm not gonna call them out. What is your status, and what's your status, and the status and the status deals with a dead fictitious entity, not who you are as a god, as a being standing under God. It only deals with down here, what do these people choose to call you? Well, when we're talking about the membership package, we go over all of that. So you're understanding who you are, whether it's dealing with your status or your sovereignty. All right. We're dealing with what is the status. Status is only talking about, again, something down here on a lower level. That's what a certain group of people keep talking. What's your status? And you change it. Okay. That's dealing with these people. But I'm more so concerned with what is your spiritual makeup? What do you do when you think nobody is watching? What's going on in your mind when you see something, some money sitting there that you know you in somebody's house, it doesn't belong to you? Do you take it? Do you swipe it? Is it in your mind to take something that doesn't belong to you? What's in your mind when somebody does something to you that you feel like, oh, I ain't like what they did? What's in your mind? Do you strike out at them physically? You cause harm and hurt to them? Okay. Well, they deserve it, Diva, because they did such and such and such and such and such. Universal laws do not care about that. The only thing the universe does is balance, and that's it. That's all. Go ahead and hit somebody or strike out at somebody or shoot at somebody or whatever you think because you think they deserve it. The universe will return it to you many times over. The only thing the universe is concerned about is balance. I don't care about your skin color. The universe doesn't care about your skin color, what you're wearing, your height, your sex, none of that. Balance. What's in your mind will show up in your third dimension. So if I see you and I see all in your life is hell, your baby mama constantly busting out your windows, or you having problems with the police all the time, or you can't get along with family members, or you can't keep money, you can't keep a car, you got repos. I know what's going on up here. I know. You don't have to tell me. The universe already showed it to me because I don't have cognitive dissonance. Thank you for the love, Fed. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the rose. I'm just answering some questions. Some community, oh, hold on for a second. Yes, Phoenix says skin prison. Yes, the flesh is a prison. You as a spirit, the problem is that what we haven't been taught is the fact that you are a spiritual entity. Like people say, oh, it's all together, it's all one. You're a spiritual entity having a human experience. That's what you are. And so we have forgotten that we're, as a spiritual entity, you have control of this vessel, but we don't know how to control it. It's the same thing. Remember, I told you about that birth certificate or the spiritual entity and the birth certificate. Well, y'all write that together. This is why when y'all be talking about, oh, they made us a slave and they sold us on the stock market. How, they can't sell you as a spiritual entity on the stock market. What they selling is that corporate entity, that all capital letter name. They're trading that. They ain't trading you. But the fact that you over here like, oh, they trading us and they made us a slave. You have tied yourself to that dead fictitious corporation, and you are clueless about how to separate. That's what the trust, that's what this package is about. Learning how to separate. So now, some of y'all, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a black. And I told y'all about that term black. Please don't call me black. Nobody out there, I'm not black. Dibblery is not black. You call me carbonated or melanated. Those are the terms I accept. But you've gotten into the point where you're thinking you are this vessel when you're a spiritual entity meant to do much greater things. And so we're stuck in this thing thinking, oh, I gotta pay this bill and I gotta do this and I gotta do. You forgot who you are as a spiritual entity and the fact that the universe is working for you and you live in abundance. But somebody told you you live in scarcity, and so they got you hoarding. And the more you hoard, the more that's going to show up in your dimension. But when those of us who remember we live in abundance, we don't worry about whatever they want to do with the monetary policy. We don't care if you bring gold back or not. We don't care if it make it all cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter because the universe is working for us. We live in abundance and we know that we are always going to be taken care of. Okay, let me finish because I got to get out of here. The truth doesn't care if you don't know. Thank you, Charlie. That's a principle. Y'all ever hear them keep saying, ignorance of the law is no excuse? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. And you thinking they talking about man's law all the way down here. Yeah, you thinking they talking about this. No, they're not talking about that law. They're talking about universal laws. Ignorance of the universal laws. And I need y'all to understand all these people in these secret societies, they are very versed on these laws. They call them, we know them as the 12 universal laws. They know them as the 7 hermetic principles. Same thing. They know these. And so ignorance of these laws is no excuse. So when you go out and you steal or you harm somebody or you hurt somebody or you say something that you just feel like, well, I feel like I got the right to, yeah, you got the right to do it. And then the universe is going to return that energy to you many times over. So congratulations. If you don't know these laws up here, you're going to continue to get hit. You're going to be trying to box these people down here, not recognizing that you're hitting yourself in the eye. You punching yourself in your face because you are clueless about the real laws. Ignorance of these laws is no excuse. Aldi says they know who you are before you're born. That's why they want to know your birthday and the time you were born. There's a way you can trace who you were in a past time. And these numbers, the numerology, will help somebody trace who you were on a spiritual level. Because as I said, as a spiritual entity, We just think, oh, I'm just here. I ain't never been here before. You've been here. You always were. You always will be. Your heaven or your hell is determined by the energies you put out. Are you in harmony with these laws? That's determined the heaven or hell. This is heaven or this is hell, determining or depending on the energies that you've put out. You want to live in heaven? You want to live in heaven? What is it? Kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, and respect. Universal laws, respect them, live in harmony with them, and the government has to go away. It only shows up because we have forgotten how to be a master of self. And Aldi is asking me, do I know who I was before I was born? I know some things that I did in a past life, yes. All right. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I was just checking to see if I had any questions. Giovanni, thank you for joining. Charlie, thank you. Let's see, Gentry and Aaron, Empress, thank you so much for joining. If you all are interested in the membership package, once again, it comes with your trust documents. All right. It comes with your membership badge. It comes with your allodial ID. This deals with your spiritual name. And on the back, there's the QR code that's going to enable you to access your documents. We also going to put them on record for you with the county, and we're going to put them on record with UNA. And it comes with an education because you need to know how to use these tools. Sabrina, thank you for the love. I appreciate you for wanting to know about it. All my people in YouTube, I love you. All my people in TikTok, I love you. And Charlie says they have to go away because they are not government. Charlie is right. They are not government. They are private corporate entities that are created to govern your mind because you forgot how to do it. All right. But when you remember who you are, not only on this level where you separating from that dead fictitious entity and you walking as a human, all right, and then as a spiritual entity, remembering that there's this flesh, but you're a spiritual entity in this avatar. Remember that. This is how you continue to free yourself. All right. I want y'all to know I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to get out of here. If y'all want to join the UNA University, find us at UNAUniversity.com. All right. UNAUniversity.com. Find the link in the bio. YouTube, I love you. TikTok, I love you. Thank you all for joining. I'm out. Until next time. Wednesday. See you on Wednesday. Yes, yes, yes. UNA. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, user. Who else is in here? Bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye-bye.